This is a documentary about Harold Shipman and
Michelle Blair.
Harold Shipman, otherwise known as Dr. Death, Angel of Death, and the Good Doctor, was born on January 14, 1946, on Bestwood Estate in Nottingham. He was the second of 3 children.
His parents were Methodist, Protestant Christians. He also grew up playing rugby.
In his senior year of high school, his mother died of lung cancer. This led Shipman to become infatuated with her treatment. She had morphine administered at home by a doctor every day.
Years later, he married Primrose May Oxby. He began studying medicine at Leeds School of Medicine and graduated in the 1970s.
After he graduated, he began working as a general practitioner at Abraham Online Medical Center in Todmorden.
The following year, he was accused of stealing pethidine, painkillers, for his own use and was fined $600.
Along with the fine, he was required to seek rehab.
As times move on, he began working in Hyde, Greater Manchester in the 1980s. He was then known as a respectable member of the community after opening his own business.
In March of 1998, people started becoming concerned with his mortality rate. Dr. Lena Reynolds expressed her concerns to the coroner of the South Manchester District.
Police weren't able to find enough evidence against him, so the case was closed in April of 1998.
Shipman is known for killing 3 more people after the case was closed.
More red flags were raised after multiple elderly patients in good condition died after being in Shipman's care.
They discovered a pattern of him administering lethal doses of dimorphine, signing patients' death certificates, and falsifying medical records to indicate that they had been in poor health.
Often used pain control in terminal cancer patients, Shipman claimed that his last victim had been an addict and showed them comments that he'd written in his computerized medical journal. However, after the police examined his computer, it showed that the entries were written after her death.
After he was arrested on September 7, 1998, the jury found Shipman guilty of 15 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of forgery.
He was sentenced to life imprisonment on all 15 counts of murder.
On January 13th of 2004, he hung himself from the window bars of his cell using his bedsheets and committed suicide. He was 57 years old at the time of his death.
That's the end of Harold Shipman. Now on to Michelle Blair. She was a mother of 4 in Detroit.
Her crimes were found out in 2015 when she was evicted from her apartment.
She murdered 2 of her children and stored them in the fridge for years.
Blair killed her 13-year-old daughter, Stoney, in 2013 and 9-year-old son, Stephen, in 2012.
Her reasoning was her children were sexually harassing her youngest boy for years.
She came home one day and found her youngest son sexually stimulating himself with a doll and questioned him about it. When he told her that his siblings had been abusing him sexually daily.
There is no evidence showing that her son was ever abused sexually in any way.
She had been a fine mother before showing normal signs of discipline.
She said she always warned them about not touching each other or being touched by others, and that's what set her off.
She starved, strangled, and tortured her children for days before killing them slowly and painfully.
Some of her torturing methods were cruel.
She starved her daughter, then beat her to death.
She poured hot water on their faces until their skin came off.
She made them drink cleaning solutions
and suffocated them repeatedly with many tools, including belts and plastic bags.
She called her children demons and admitted to everything in court and going into detail.
She showed no remorse or guilt for what she did, and she said she regrets nothing.
She was sentenced to life in prison at Huron Valley Correctional Facility in Pittsfield Township, Michigan.
She also said that the torturous methods she used on her children were the exact methods their children used on their son. While in prison, she piled up 28 misconducts, spitting and throwing feces at guards and cellmates, and then fighting with security personnel. That's the end of Michelle Blair.
Thank you.
Have a good day.